Hey everyone, it is turn of Metroid Zero Mission to be reviewed, so let's begin. This game is a remake from the original NES Metroid from 1986. I will do some comparison between the original and the remake in case you want to experience the original game. Well, the in-game story is really short, let's watch it. Jokes aside, there are a couple more cinematics that expand a little bit the in-game story, like when you lose your ship and you are forced to sneak into the pirate's ship, as well as when you recover your power suit. The history of Planet Sebes is full of war, with short periods of peace. The Chosos lived here for more than a millennium in this planet. Samus Aran lived here since she was 3 years old, when her parents died from a pirate attack in planet K2L. One of these wars was previous to the protagonist's adoption by the Choso, but it was not until the second invasion of Sebes when the Choso were finally forced to leave the planet. Once the Choso abandoned Sebes, the pirates led by Mother Brain and Ridley transformed Taurian into their main base to study Metroids, a strange lifeform that is researched as a bioweapon. The plot is simple. You are Samus Aran, a bounty hunter returning to her once home, Planet Sebes, with a mission to defeat the space pirates and its leader Mother Brain. The space pirates have been keeping their experiments with the Metroids, but as usual, things didn't go too well. This is not the last time Samus will be on Planet Sebes, as you return again in Super Metroid. In Zero Mission you also see a small section of Greg's ship, but the zone is not announced as such. This ship is where it is assumed that the Choso arrived to the planet. Anyway, disregarding if the history is presented in-game or outside of it, I'll take it any day over what was presented in the NES. If I have to give a score to the in-game story, maybe it would be like a 7, 8 maximum. Considering the overall story, this is definitely a solid 9. For the gameplay, once that tedious cinematic is presented, let's explore this planet and find out what this game is about. At the beginning you can jump, crouch, shoot and move horizontally. You also have the option to shoot in any path direction or diagonally. This may not sound like too much, but compared against the NES version where you couldn't shoot diagonally and crouch, you realize how big of a difference these small changes really do. Right at the beginning, you also find the Morph Ball, which will let you sneak into small paths and explore even further. This being a Metroidvania game, the main dish is explore new areas, find new abilities which will grant you access to newer areas, gain more abilities, and you get the idea, rinse and repeat. At the beginning the movement was a bit unnatural to me, as this Metroid is less floaty than other releases of the series. However, after you get used to it, the gameplay is really solid. In my opinion, the levels have great detail, as there is one ending that you can only unlock with less than 15% of the items found. This means that you have to avoid most of the items and find creative ways to reach new areas, like finding breakable walls, do wall jumps, bump jumps, and so on. Comparing against the NES version, there is one big life improvement. You have a map. Playing the first Metroid feels like you're a mice in a labyrinth, but here you can see the places that you've already explored. Zero Mission goes even further, where there are Choso statues that mark your map, the next important place to explore. It is a 9. For the graphics, even when this game was released in 2004, I still believe that it looks good. I mean, just looking at the game with detail, you'll notice that there's repetitive art and stuff like that. However, it is not distracting, and I believe the game tries to immerse you depending from the area you are. For example, in Lower Norfair, looking at the background, it simulates a really hot environment. The liquid and the lava also look good in my personal opinion. And let's take a look at this image. I believe it looks good. Sure, the game is pixelated, but for something that was released in 2004, I like it. It is an 8. And for the music, this one tackles the old and the original Metroid tracks. Being realistic, this is not a soundtrack I would regularly listen, or as good as Castlevania or Donkey Kong or other Metroid games, just to put some names with extraordinary OST. But knowing that this is a GBA game, I am okay with it. It definitely has good tracks. It is a 7. Metroid Zero Mission is an 8.2 out of 10. Recommended for those interested in this franchise, and also knowing that Metroid Dread was released not so long ago. In another note, if you are interested, you can play the first Metroid in this game. Such a brutal experience, but it is good to know that the beginning to where we are right now is here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.